Welcome to Everyday Linux User. In today's video I'm doing another how many distros can I review in 5 minutes. Now previously I've done this video and I was working my way down the distro watch rankings and I made it as far down as number 19 on the list. So today we are going to go from 19 as far as we can in 5 minutes. So I have a countdown timer that I'm going to start here and I'm going to work from Alma Linux downwards and let this time begin. 5 minutes starting from now. Now Alma Linux is a Red Hat binary compatible distribution, so it's akin to Fedora really, but my advice would be I've used Fedora and I've used Alma. Fedora is far better than Alma, and if you don't like Fedora then use Nabara. There's a reason Alma's number 21 and you've got Nabara and Fedora above them. Garuda is an Arch based distribution, very nice eye candy on there. It's really good styling, good theming. Again, there are other Arch based distros that may be more suitable to the new user. I mean, Endeavour is a good choice, but Kashi is now becoming more and more popular. And for those that aren't too bothered, there's Manjaro as well, even though it's not always popular amongst Arch users. Sparky Linux, I tried a number of times. It's a lightweight distribution. It has a bit of a scattergun approach to the software that's installed. I believe it's Debian based. It is okay to use, but there are better distributions out there. EasyOS, I believe, is a Puppy based Linux distribution, and I think I've reviewed that previously. It's so it's got all the sort of Puppy Linux style tools. And very lightweight to use. Linux Lite, wow, that's dropped down. Have I reviewed that previously? So Linux Lite is a lightweight Debian based Linux distribution. It doesn't have Flatpaks or anything like that installed. Basically you've got Synaptic and you've got a set of tools by default, and it's aimed to run on low-end PCs. Solus OS is an independent distribution and it uses the Budgie desktop environment. It's very good, although the software packages are limited for it. Deepin, I believe, is a Chinese-based Linux distribution. I've never tried it, and the same with Bluestar. I don't know what Bluestar is. I can't give any information on that at all. CentOS is a Red Hat based distribution. Is it still going? I thought it had gone defunct, but the fact that it's still in the list suggests that it's still going. But it's again another one like Fedora or Nabara. Personally, I would use one of the other two. Alpine Linux, I'm not sure what that is, never used it. Kubuntu is Ubuntu with the KDE desktop and KDE tooling. Q4 OS is an absolutely brilliant distribution. It's very lightweight, uses the Trinity desktop, although I do think there's another desktop version available for it, but you can theme it to make it look like older Windows based distributions like XP and stuff like that. But it's actually really, really stable and it's really, really good and lightweight. If you've got a really old computer, then I couldn't recommend this more. Tails, I think it's a security based distribution. So I mentioned EasyOS being Puppy-like. So Puppy is the original lightweight distribution that was designed to work on 50 megabits, I think, of disk space. 50 megabits of disk space, yes. But it's very lightweight. It's got lots of small tools. It can run off a pen drive. It's really easy. Well, it's not really easy to use, but it's got some really nice tooling in there, and there's various versions of Puppy available. PC Linux OS is one of the original distributions that are out there. It's looking a bit tired nowadays. It has a magazine that comes with it. It's worth reading the magazine, but the distribution itself is an independent distribution. It's fairly easy to install, fairly easy to use, but it looks a bit dated. Open Mandriva is back in the day there used to be a distribution called Mandrake and then it became Mandriva. Now you've got Open Mandriva. Now I'm not a personal favourite of Mandrake or Mandriva or Mageia, those sort of distributions, but I've never tried that one out, so I can't really talk about Open Mandriva. That's one for the I tried it so you didn't have to distributions that and reviews that I've been doing. Calculate I've never heard of. Arco I haven't heard of. Voyager I have heard of, and we're getting to the point where I'm struggling because the further down the list, the less likely I have used it. You've got Parrot, that is a security based distribution. You've got Slackware, which is obviously one of the older and more original Linux distributions out there. It's not for the new user. Before we go, Lubuntu, lightweight distro based on Ubuntu, and I believe that's the time is up. So that's it. I tried as many as I could. Now, obviously, the further we get down the list, the less likely I am to have heard of the distributions or necessarily have reviewed them or know what they're about. I hope you like this. If you did, I will do another one in the future. But now, for that's it. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Everyday Linux User.